The story of the Somerton Man is a mysterious and enigmatic tale that has puzzled investigators and intrigued the public for decades. It is a tale of an unidentified man found dead on Somerton Beach near Adelaide, Australia, in 1948, with no clues to his identity and a trail of cryptic clues that have yet to be fully unraveled. The story begins on the morning of December 1st, 1948, when an unidentified man was discovered lying dead on the sands of Somerton Beach. He was well dressed, wearing a suit and tie, and showed no signs of violence. However, there were several oddities that caught the attention of the authorities. The tags had been meticulously cut off from his clothes, and he had no identification on him. Fingerprinting and dental records yielded no matches, and the man remained a mystery. An autopsy was conducted the same day, but tests failed to reveal any foreign substance in the body. However, due to the state of his organs, it was concluded that the man's death was the result of poisoning. As investigators delved deeper into the case, they discovered a hidden compartment in the man's pants containing a small scrap of paper with the words "Tamam Shud" printed on it. The phrase, which means ended or finished in Persian, was traced back to a copy of a book of Persian poetry, the Rubaiyat of Omar Khayyam, found in the glove compartment of an abandoned car near the beach. The book contained a code, seemingly random letters that defied decryption, adding another layer of mystery to the case. The search for clues intensified, and experts were brought in to decipher the code. Despite their best efforts, the code remained unbroken, adding to the mystique surrounding the case. Theories began to circulate, suggesting espionage, Cold War intrigue, or even an illicit love affair gone wrong. The lack of concrete evidence fueled the public's imagination, turning the Somerton Man into a symbol of unsolved mysteries and conspiracy theories. There has been persistent speculation that the dead man was a spy, due to the circumstances and historical context of his death. At least two sites, relatively close to Adelaide, were of interest to spies: the Radium Hill uranium mine and the Woomera test range, an Anglo-Australian military research facility. The man's death also coincided with a reorganization of Australian security agencies, which would culminate the following year with the founding of the Australian Security Intelligence Organization. This would be followed by a crackdown on Soviet espionage in Australia, which was revealed by intercepts of Soviet communications under the Venona project. Staff at the Adelaide railway station discovered a brown suitcase with its label removed, which had been checked into the station cloakroom after 11 a.m. on November 30th. It was believed that the suitcase was owned by the man found on the beach. It contained sharp instruments and clothing with all identification marks removed, but police found the name T. Keane. Police believed that whoever removed the clothing tags purposely left the Keane tags on the clothes, knowing Keane was not the dead man's name. Furthermore, they checked incoming train records and believed the man had arrived at the Adelaide railway station by overnight train from either Melbourne, Sydney, or Port Augusta. Next to the code, a telephone number was also found in the back of the book, belonging to a nurse named Jessica Thompson, who lived about 400 meters north of the location where the body was found. When she was interviewed by police, Thompson said that she did not know the dead man or why he would have her phone number and choose to visit her suburb on the night of his death. The detective who interrogated her found that she was being evasive and believed she knew the Somerton man's identity. When she was shown the plaster cast bust of the dead man, she could not identify the person depicted. However, she was completely taken aback, to the point of giving the appearance that she would faint. Jessica Thompson died in 2007. In November 2013, her daughter Kate Thompson stated that her mother did know the identity of the Somerton man and suggested that her mother and the Somerton man may both have been spies. Jessica Thompson was interested in communism and could speak Russian, although she would not disclose to Kate where she had learned it or why. While Jessica was working at Royal North Shore Hospital in Sydney during the Second World War, she had owned a copy of Rubaiyat. In 1945, at the Clifton Gardens Hotel in Sydney, she had given it to an Australian Army lieutenant named Alf Boxall, who was serving at the time in the water transport section of the Royal Australian Engineers. As a result of their conversations with Thompson, police suspected that Boxall was the dead man. However, in July 1949, Boxall was found in Sydney and the final page of his copy of Rubaiyat was intact, with the words Tamam Shud still in place. In March 2009, a University of Adelaide team led by Professor Derek Abbott began an attempt to solve the case. He had a breakthrough in December 2017 when he managed to obtain 3 excellent hairs from the plaster mask for DNA extraction. In 2022, Abbott announced that he had determined that the man was Carl Charles Webb, an electrical engineer and instrument maker born on November 16, 1905 in Footscray, a suburb of Melbourne. Through investigative genetic genealogy, matches were found for descendants of 2 distant cousins of Webb. Forensic Science South Australia, who were still investigating, declined to comment on Abbott's findings. South Australia police had not verified the result, but stated they were cautiously optimistic that this may provide a breakthrough. The case of the Somerton man remains one of the most captivating unsolved mysteries in the annals of criminal history. What was the nature of the relationship between Jessica Thompson and the Somerton man? Why was his identity kept a secret? Was his death a result of foul play? Or did he succumb to natural causes? The story of the Somerton man continues to captivate the imaginations of amateur sleuths, historians, and true crime enthusiasts, leaving a lasting legacy as one of the greatest puzzles in the realm of unsolved mysteries. I hope you have had as much fun watching as I had making this enchanting episode of Tales Lost in Time. If you did, I would appreciate you showing the love by liking, subscribing, and commenting. Thank you for joining us today.